Hi everybody, Lisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. Today I was using a bag I haven't shown before, which is a pattern I haven't shown before in a style that I always say I love. So I do have a lot of videos on it. It's the Bright Tote. This pattern is Beary Merry, which I have trouble saying. Um, so if it comes out funny, just bear with me. No pun intended, actually. um, and this is, the latest holiday pattern. Very cute, sort of what I would call a novelty pattern. I am in the Vera Bradley focus group, and we on occasion we get shown patterns and are asked for opinions on the patterns, and this was one that we were shown a while back. And I did like it right away, although I did say that it does remind me of the Coca-Cola polar bears. They sort of, I feel like it's hard to not bring that to mind when you're doing polar bears. They really sort of staked a claim. Coca-Cola sort of staked a claim to the holiday polar bear. However, it's still such a nice pattern, and to me, it's sort of in the same vein as the penguins that we were a few seasons ago, and I still see them at the factory outlet store, and even the cats sort of has this sort of vintage feel to the rendering. And the style too of just these animals basically plonked down on a flat background of a solid color. I like it. I like that. To me, it is a vintage feel, and I like that. So I just thought, I won't go over too much. I'll put the bag on. It has all my stuff in it, and I can go over what's in it. But I won't get into the measurements and everything because I've done that in other videos. So I'll try to put some links to those videos in the description here. But I did want to just show this pattern if I can get it good light on it. Oh, that's not bad. Because I just think it is so nicely done. It looks very hand-drawn, almost sketched in, especially when you take a look at the trees. I think these trees have just been done so nicely. They just have this feel of like an artist doodling with a pencil or in pen and ink with these very delicate, sketchy lines in the branches, along with the darker black accents for the shadows. Just really love the trees in this. I think they're very nicely done. And of course you get all these little cute details. On this grouping here you can see the bird on the adult polar bear's head. Over here you've got a little rabbit. There's another rabbit sort of jumping. A little baby falling over, looks like. The scarves add a nice little pop of color. Somewhere on here there's a fox. Let's see if I can find the fox. Yes. Right there. Oops, there. You can see the fox sitting in front of that tree. Another rabbit over there. So it just, it's just very playful, very nice, and it's sweet, but I think there's something a little sophisticated about it. Maybe it's because of the light gray background. And this is an unusual, for me anyway, I feel like it's a more unusual palette to have such a light bag. With the exception of maybe Lavender Meadow, which feels a little, pastel-y and light. And so when I first put it on, I felt that it was unusual in that sense. So I'll put it on now. It is a bigger bag. The Bright Tote is a bigger bag. Ooh, wow, we're getting sun glare. Hold on a sec. There we go. See what I can do here with the lights a little bit. So it accommodates a lot. I've got a sweatshirt in here along with my regular stuff, and that's what I like about the Bright Tote. It accommodates a lot. It is big, but it has more of a vertical look rather than a squat wide look. And so I think that prevents it from looking too unwieldy. It's very comfortable. The rolled straps are very comfortable. So when I first put it on, I thought, why is this feeling a little different? And I think the reason for that, again, is the light background. It's just, I just thought it was unusual. It may require, hi Peaches, did you want to come up? You can come up, your bone's up there. It might require a little more washing, but I wouldn't be nervous to wash this. Uh-oh, this is my Christmas Duke pillow. He is. I wouldn't be nervous to wash this tote, I don't think. I mean, it has a soft, non-removable base, but I have washed other bags that have a non-removable base and they've gone through okay. So I think I would take a chance with this. But I do envision that might happen more with this pattern because it's so light that it might show dirt a little bit more. But I do switch out my bags a lot so they don't get too much wear. Oh, good God, excuse me. What is going on over here? Please, please, on that. This is why we have this here, okay? Yeah, just, Peaches. Sorry. So the bag does have 2 exterior east-west slip pockets, which I do like and I do use. You can get a travel mug in there or a water bottle, regular water bottle in there. I just slip my keys in there and I really like it for that because they're nice and deep. But at the same time, where the bag hangs on me, it's not too difficult for me to just stick my hand in and grab my keys. You know, it's not problematic. Soft top zipper. And inside, the only interior pockets are also 2 east-west slip pockets, which I've talked about in my other videos. So I do want to show the lining here, so I will empty everything out. And then I thought after that, I would talk about other patterns that I'm going to use as Christmas patterns. They're not, gotta have him in the shot. They're not maybe all typical, what you would think of as typical Christmas patterns, but I'm going to use them that way because I feel like I can get away with it for various reasons. So I thought I would quickly go through those. So in here you can see, got my sweatshirt. So that's nice that it accommodates that. Oops. And then I got all my usual stuff in here. I don't know how you can sort of see. And what I like about this bag very much, and I've talked about this in my other Bright Tote videos, some of my other Bright Tote videos, is that in that front east-west slip pocket in there, I stick my cell phone in the Carson, there we go, cell phone crossbody. And it just is so easy to access when it's on my shoulder. I just love that. Works really well. And actually, I start to miss that when I switch over to other bags, especially the Vera Tote, which I've been using more lately. I miss that front east-west pocket for the cell phones. I use one of the, more front-facing slip pockets, side slip pockets that are in the Vera Tote, but it's not quite the same. This is very satisfying for me, that pocket with the cell phone. And I have my GPS. What are you doing? GPS pouch. iPad mini. Oh, okay. Charger cord pouch. Did you spit up a bit? It looks like you spit up a bit on the bed. Good thing we're getting a new cover. My wallet, All Together Crossbody, I think it's called. I never remember the name of this. I always have to hesitate. I take the strap off and use as a wallet. And my photos in various ID pouches on lanyards. So let me just turn it inside out because this interior fabric is so nice. Let me just see what she's doing. Animals. Okay, so you can see the, oh my goodness. You can see one of the slip pockets there. And there are the bunnies all over everything on a you know, sort of very subtle polka dot ground. The white dots on the dropping out on the light gray background color. It's a cute one with a bow tie. And this fabric is that more cotton-like feeling. I mean, I think it's polyester, if I remember right from one of my other videos where there was a tag that I was reading. It is polyester, but it has the more cotton-like feel. So it's nice. I think it's a nice compromise for them to do that. I mean, I'm sure that they were probably hearing about people's feelings about that more nylon feeling lining, but at the same time, polyester is probably cheaper than cotton, so this is a good compromise in that way. I don't have a problem with the fact that it's not cotton. I just like the feel of it better, and it's not as noisy. So that's the inside. Really very cute. So if you get, and I do have this, I'll maybe show it in another video at some point, but I do have the bright crossbody that they've been offering as a holiday deal, and with that you get that separate pouch. So and I showed it in another video, a recent video on Foxwood, and so the pouch is made from the lining fabric, so it's Foxwood Menagerie when you get Foxwood, but here you get this as that coordinating pouch with your Beary Merry bright crossbody. So this is obviously a no-brainer for a Christmas pattern. Oops, let me get that righted. And so then, just thought, running out of space, then I started thinking, what else can I do for holiday patterns? And so, of course, this is obvious, and I will use this, and I do like this. This is the holiday owls, and this was, what was this? I think 2018. Let me see. I wrote this down. Yes. This came out fall 2018. I'm sure people remember it. Very pretty, very elegant on the navy, with all the owls, various owls, and the sparkly, I mean, it's not sparkly, but the delicateness of the white flowers and little detail work, almost looks like snow and frost and whatever in the background. It just makes it feel sparkly. And when you see it in person, that what looks white here is actually like a very light cream. I mean, it's not a hard white. It's a soft, warm white. And so I think that also helps the whole pattern look more appealing, more elegant, not so jarring. Very pretty. That owl with the wings open. You know, owls can have a very big wingspan. So I'll definitely use that. What's the lining like? Oh, and the lining, I do like the lining in this. It's very pretty. There you go. This abstract sort of fan-like pattern overlapping. Also navy. And this is that more nylon feeling fabric though. And this is the the Vera, the iconic Vera, although they seem to be dropping the iconic. But that's what this is. So it's got all your basics, you know, the 6 interior slip pockets, the slip pocket here with the zipper pocket on top. I do have lots of videos on the totes, so you can, I have a playlist, so you can, if you are interested in more specifics, I give them in other videos. And I thought I would like branch out a little bit. This is where I'm getting, well, not with this. This was a factory outlet pattern I don't remember how many seasons ago. Playful Penguins Blue, I think it was. So not a very Christmassy blue necessarily, but I do like blue, and so I got this over, I think the other option may have been red, I'm not sure. And I think I have still seen stuff recently in this factory outlet store in red, maybe gray, I'm not sure. So it's cute. This is one of the bags I've gotten more comments on when I'm carrying it, where people react to it, say it's cute. Something about penguins, right? And this is just I can't remember what they're calling this, maybe the Essential Tote. It doesn't have a zipper up top, just a magnetic snap closure. So it's not a bag I get too many of. I only have one or two of these. But it is a nice mid-size, you know, between the small iconic and the iconic Veras. It's a nice middle size. Okay, now I'm going to get a little bit more atypical. So the first thing, maybe this isn't so atypical, but this is Bordeaux Blooms. And I do think this is a good Christmas pattern. Not just for the burgundy and the white, although that, you know, that sort of makes you think red and white and the big green leaves. But it is more for the green leaves. I think there's something about these leaves that just are sort of mistletoe-like. And they're the right color green. So I was sort of considering Vine's Floral because it does have red and green in it, but you can see it's not quite the right red and green, right? Those colors are a little bit too coral and too minty. This really has the right feel with the colors. I just love the dragonfly. I did order this on eBay a while ago. It was new with tags, so I knew I was getting, you know, the pattern placement I wanted, as opposed to getting it through the website, the Vera Bradley website, where it was just going to be a crapshoot. And this is a triple zip hipster. I do have one or two other videos on this, I think. It's nice because you get a little bit of a coordinating trim up there on this bag. So that definitely, and I've got a lot in this, so I definitely will be using this pattern. Then I wanted to give a shout out to a vintage pattern that I think works well. Oh, and this Bordeaux Blooms release date, when was that? That was fall 2018 also. So same as the Holiday Owls. This is Chelsea Green. This is a real vintage pattern. This is the tie tote. I have a video on this particular bag already, but I do think it works very well for Christmas. It's the right kind of colors with those sort of burgundy reds in there, and it's the right greens. I mean, those are the right greens. And this was fall 2005. So I definitely could see using this. Absolutely. And the plaid too. Something about the plaid, right, is sort of Christmassy. You give like plaid ribbon and things like that. And so related to that, I have Piccadilly Plum, the sister pattern. The original release was also fall 2005, but this was from a re-release a little while ago, not the original. This is a Carson shoulder bag. People have seen, some of my older videos. I'm not crazy about that strap that sort of looks like seatbelt material, so I never use it. So I sort of jerry-rigged the shoulder strap, to be a little bit shorter because I do like a shorter strap drop. But I have been using this bag crossbody, and so I'm probably going to take this off and just leave the strap long and use it crossbody, but I'll just show it from a distance so people can see. Oh, again with this sun glare. Sorry about that. We finally have a sunny day here, which is a miracle. Hard to get good light, consistent light. So I do like this shorter strap drop. Not the fanciest outfit for this bag, but had to make do. But again, I do think this kind of color works too for the season. Very warm, especially I wear a lot of camo and olive green, and so that will work well with that because there are touches of it in the pattern itself. There you can see them. You can see the olive green bits there, and also again that nice piece of plaid up top. So I do think that makes it a little dated looking, a little 80s, but it also is Christmassy, so I can use that. I could see using that. What are you doing? Please don't light the bed too much. Please, please, please. Okay, so now getting super sort of out there. This is Stitched Flowers, and this was winter 2018, and this was a pattern that I definitely I've been using it, and I do feel like especially when I wear it with my camo to really boost the green, but I do feel like it is Christmassy because of there's a lot of red and green in there, and there's that sort of reddish coral piping, and zipper pull, all those touches. But I think there's something about the leaves here, again, like mistletoe, like it's just sort of bringing that to mind, harking back to mistletoe for me. This was a pattern that when it initially came out and I saw it in pictures, I fell in love with it. And I thought, I'm going to want everything in that. And then I saw it in person, and I became very sensitive to the black touches in it, the black details in the motif. And I don't know why I became so super sensitive to that. And so it really made me pull back from it, and I didn't get anything in it until a recent sale. And then I thought, I'm going to try it because I still was always feeling kind of drawn to it, and I do like the lighten up version of it, as I've said, the Stitched Garden. So I ordered this sight unseen, and I'm very pleased with the pattern placement because when I have seen it in person, like I was looking at the 100 in this, and I could never find good pattern placement because you want some of these fuller floral motifs, and there are areas where it's very open with not a lot going on, and that often was falling in places, in here, falling in places that were very prominent, and I didn't like that. So on those some of the other bags, so especially the 100, so I never got it. But I'm very pleased with this for not having picked it out myself. I mean, I feel like the spaces, the panels are filled up nicely with the larger elements of the pattern. And what I do like about this pattern very much is the Asian feel to it. I always have been drawn to Asian fabrics, so I think that's why initially it really appealed to me, and then I pulled back a little bit. But I'm so glad I got this, and I've been using it. And the other thing about this pattern is that I love the lining. This is one of those patterns where the lining I couldn't get the lining out of my head, and it pushed me over the edge. The lining is that, those stripes of hearts, like hearts on vines. And what I like so much about it is the color combination. I'm always very partial to like deep pinks and reds in combination with blue. And that's exactly what this is here. And I just wish, I don't know, I mean, I don't know how this would have worked as an exterior. I always say I wish this was an exterior pattern. This may not have worked as an exterior pattern. It may have been too stripey. Might have looked a little bit like prison garb from a distance. But I just couldn't get this fabric out of my mind. And so I feel happy now I have a little bit of the fabric too. So every time I open this bag, I just feel very happy about it. Glad I got it. And such a good deal. So just very pleased, and I will definitely be using this, continue to use this throughout the Christmas winter season. This is one of those lighter patterns that I think works well in winter, but I kind of call a winter white pattern, just in the sense that it's, you know, everyone thinks white is the summer color, you know, and they can't wear it in winter, but there is winter white, you know, and so that's why I call these patterns winter white. This is one of them. I feel like Lavender Meadow is another one. And Daisy Dot Paisley is another one where I feel like those are my winter white patterns where they look really good in the winter, even though they're light. And sort of, you know, everyone thinks they're spring-like. And one last one, which maybe people might think is a really unusual choice, but this is a vintage pattern. This is Mickey Meets Birdie, I think is the name of it. I don't know the release year of the Mickey patterns. I'm not a real expert on them. The reason that well, of course, it's got the little touches. It's not red, it's a hot pink. But I like the white, you know, again, almost like winter white, right? You've got all of these very pretty white flowers with these black almost like branch work for the veins. And that to me, and even here, this kind of thing in the trim, very snowflake-like to me. Especially with all these sort of scalloped edges everywhere. So I want a little butterfly or whatever that is. So this definitely, and the birds, you know, is always, people always, and I know these maybe aren't doves, but people do often, you often see that, the bird motif at Christmas for peace and doves and things like that. So I think this bag works really well. This is I'm not sure, I don't know if this is the toggle tote. I mean, it has a toggle closure. It's just open on top with that toggle closure with a loop on the other side. So this might be the toggle tote. It's super big. I can put it on and stand back. See if I can be prepared for the sun glare again. Sorry about that. Okay. Ooh, Peaches, you're on my foot. Okay. Wish you could see the floor right here. Peaches among all the bags. So you can see it is big. Maybe a little less square, a little more vertical rectangle than the Vera, but it is big. So I only use this when I'm toting a lot of stuff around, and I'm not going to be worried about being in a crowd where people might have access. I do use it though. I like it very much. And, you know, this is old school construction with the nice heavy quilted straps. Oh my goodness, Peaches. Okay. And the quilted interior, which I probably should try to show because it's so great. So on the one side, on the outside, you've got this slip pocket here. And on the other side, a zipper pocket with a soft zipper. And of course, those ribbon zipper pulls, which is nice. Inside is a cardboard removable base that's under sort of a sleeve in there. I won't take it out because it'll take too much time. And 6 slip pockets in there, which are made from the quilted fabric. You can sort of see them there. Yeah. There are 6 of them, like in the Vera. And you get this lovely trim up top, you know, wide band of trim. I'm going to say that's at, you know, it's 3 inches roughly. You know, that would be my guess, give or take. What I like about some of the more vintage Mickey patterns is how the designers sort of made a game of finding the Mickey shapes. They're a little less literal than the current patterns, although I do think the current patterns are fun and playful and colorful. These are a little bit more subtle in their use of the Mickey, where you've got silhouettes, you know, sort of hidden in there playfully. And I do like that a little, that subtlety a little bit better. It doesn't scream Mickey Mouse, so it looks a little bit less kiddie. I do have whimsical paisley, I mean, so I'm not against those youthful, like playful looking patterns, but these do appeal to me a little bit more. It's kind of fun to say, oh, there's the shape, there's the Mickey. So that I'm definitely going to, you know, when I have a lot to carry around, I'm going to use this too. So that was it, my my Christmas, here's Duke last Christmas photo. My holiday Bright Tote bag of the day in Beary Merry. And all of my Christmas patterns this season. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.